So good morning, everyone. Welcome to the third quarterly meeting of the Arizona ACES Consortium. Our meeting is going to be a little bit shorter today, but I want to prepare you all for the last part of the meeting where I'm going to ask you all to share what is any events that you have going on, some of the things that you are doing, so you can share those with the group. So you have plenty of time to get them ready. Let me check one thing. Okay. Why can I not advance my slides? All right, today, what is it going to look like? We're going to do some board updates, committee and partner updates. We have some announcements, things that are going on. And then Michaela Freeman and Letitia Race are going to give us a short presentation on their Caring for Caregivers program that addresses caregivers of children whose parents are incarcerated, and a new program that they have that is coming out. So I'm really excited that they will be here to share that program with all of you and help us understand how we can best promote them and help them with that. So just a few board updates. When we first started, we do have some board openings. I'll be sending out an email, so look for that in the regular emails that come out. But we are currently looking for board members who have fundraising or business development experience. And also, we lost our physician. Dr. Argowell has been amazing. However, his practice just keeps him too busy. And we get that. And we get that. And so he has had to unfortunately step down. So we are looking for physicians. So keep an eye out for, like, it'll be a packet that'll give us more board information as far as like, what does it actually entail being a board member? Currently, our board meets quarterly, and they are obviously responsible for, for what it looks like when we're growing, doing fundraising for us, and just keeping us on track with what's going on. And so if you have someone who is interested in trauma-informed care and I would like to help see us grow, we would love to have them as a part of our board. So keep an eye out for that packet. All right. And a little annual report. So our fiscal year goes from July 1st through the end of June. And so this is kind of our annual report time. Last fiscal year for us, we certified 92 ACES trainers. And we trained 1,124 educators in our Resilience Empowerment Project, our level 1 and level 2. So for those who are not familiar, if this is one of your first times hearing about Resilience Empowerment Project, the consortium has a grant through the Maricopa Department of Public Health. It goes until the end of June next year. And we have a grant to train community organizations, schools, and the youth that they serve on ACEs and trauma-informed care and building resilience. So our training is focused on the adults and what it means to be regulated, to help build resilience. What are some of those classroom strategies? And we have a 3-year program for that. So first level is 12 hours of training. The second year is 8 hours of training. And the third year is 4 hours of training. And our goal for that is sustainability. So how do we become a trauma-informed school? And what are the things that we can do to really be sustainable in our trauma-informed practices? One of the sad things that we have learned just recently, Arizona Department of Health Services, their suicide prevention team does a review, right, of the suicides in Arizona, and we have found that Arizona is unlike anything else in the nation. Our suicide for educators is in the top 5 for our state, and we are 8 to 15% higher than anywhere else in the nation. So this isn't a nationwide issue of completed suicides with educators. This is an Arizona issue. And one of the things when they do their suicide reviews is typically when they do the professions, it'll be like men in this profession and women in this profession, and the professions typically don't transfer over when it comes to whether they're male or female, except for the educators. It didn't make a difference whether they were male or female. Being an educator in the state of Arizona, we're in the top 5 for our suicide completion. So we know that our system is dysregulating. We know that we have seen that our educators have more and more on their plates, and that it's just very hard to be an educator in our state. And so focusing on that educator health, our educator health and well-being, what that looks like, is really important. So we're really lucky that we get to do this program. We trained 43 community organizations, and we hosted 75 youth trainings in our stress and resilience training. So if you, again, are new, part of this grant was to train the youth that they serve. And we worked with youth in Maricopa County to actually create our 3-part training on stress and resilience, where they learn about brain science, they learn about stress, and then they learn about how do we build resilience, and what are some of those things that we can do, how does stress affect our system. We piloted it for a year with youth, and now we have been going strong, bringing the youth training across Maricopa County. One of our goals for this next fiscal year is to host a youth training trainer, so that way we can train others in moving this youth program forward as we go into the next year. And then we also created our trauma-informed organization certification. We also received a grant for one organization to go through our trauma-informed organization certification through Vitalist. So you will see us start to reach out to have signups for discovery calls for this trauma-informed organization certification. And through that process, we will choose one and move forward with it this next fiscal year. Are there any questions on our annual report? Virginia, good morning.
Hey, Angie, I just wanted to double check that I heard correct because that's horrifying. We're 5th in the nation for educator completed suicide.
No, for the completed suicides in Arizona, educators are in our top 5, whether they're male or female. This is not happening across the nation. So it's not that other states are seeing this amount of suicide in educators. In fact, we're 8 to 15% higher than all of the other states in the nation. So this is an Arizona specific issue.
Okay, got you. Thank you.
It almost makes it worse, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was curious where we could see that data. Where is there like a link to the report or something?
Yeah, Trenda. So the ADHS, when the committee chairs go through the report, I will get the link to the DHS report that has that information in it.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Any other questions before we move forward? Okay. All right, we are going to go to our committee and partner updates. And our first one is our trauma sensitive Arizona schools group. Jennifer?
Yeah, thanks, Angie. Good morning, everyone. It's great to see all of you again. So just a real brief update. We are coming back from the break of summer, and since then, there's been a couple really incredible statewide conferences that have been held and events. And so we forewent having our kickoff in August so that many of you who I see on here could attend some of those and not try to overload the conference and that experience. But we are set to kick off again for September 4th. So as a reminder, our group meets the first Wednesday of each month at 4 o'clock. We are virtual at this time. And we've been working on interviewing some of our presenters, gathering some of our topics. But for later in the year, if any of you have any topics of interest, want to have a conversation about the group, have ideas that you want to discuss, or potentially have a presentation or a presenter in mind, feel free to outreach me. I'll make sure that my email is in the chat, and we would be more than happy to make that connection, have that conversation, and see if it's a good fit. Also, just a little plug on it, to know that even though it's trauma sensitive schools and schools is in the title, as a whole and a community that supports the schools and the students in many of our various roles, anyone is welcome to attend. So the content and the information, at times we do try to make sure that there's something tailored to our educators to give them some support and resource. But the information that's shared is open to anyone who's interested in hearing or learning. And a lot of it is applicable and can translate over to the work we do. And then also, Angie uploads everything online. So if you're not able to attend all of the groups, or there's a topic you've missed, or even historically in the past years, it is all on the ACES Consortium site, and you can go back and check it out. And I will put my email in the chat for any questions, and look forward to seeing all of you.
Thank you, Jennifer. I also put the new registration link for the group. So the beginning of every school year, we have a new registration Zoom link for the trauma sensitive schools group. So that is in there. If you register, you are registered for the whole entire year. So you don't have to register every single month for it. I try to send out the reminders that week from Zoom, so that way that link is updated. But my best thing would to be register and then to add it to your calendar, and you will always have that link. So thank you, Jennifer.
Thank you.
All right, our rural community, Renee.
Hi, everyone. Good morning.
Good morning.
So we also took a break during June and July. But our meetings are typically the third Wednesday of the month from 12 to 1. So our next meeting is on August 21st. We're always looking for presenters. I want to make sure that rural and Indigenous communities hear what's going on, across the state, hear ideas or programs that they could benefit from, but may not know of. So if any of you are interested in sharing your services, if you are serving either statewide or rural Indigenous, please let me know. We'd love to have you on the agenda. The next up on our agenda is Pamela, excuse me, Pamela Prashner from the Child Care Development Fund, an early childhood education center in Salt River Schools, Salt River Pima Maricopa Indian Community. So one of our members, believe it was Geraldine from now I forget the title, but Intertribal Council, I believe, of Arizona recommended this program in particular for the work that they do with parents and equipping them with tools to support their students in a really trauma-informed way. So I'm looking forward to learning more. And that will be our presentation on the 21st. So those are the updates, but like I said, open invitation. Any of you that would like to present, please let me know. Thank you.
Thank you, Renee. Thank you. Sabrina for our communications group.
Hi, everybody. Happy to
Good
be here
morning.
again. I wanted to just share some quick updates, all the things that have been going on or going well with our communication committee, getting our newsletter out there bi-monthly. We are continuing to highlight the committees that are a part of the ACES consortium. So if we reach out to you and you are a chair of the committee, it's not that we are trying to spam you, we promise. We are just trying to get information for our quarterly, our bi-monthly newsletters. So we might reach out just to get some information on what's going on. I, of course, also share everything that goes on here in those newsletters. So if you guys do miss this meeting, those are on that newsletters as well. But as Renee was saying, our newsletter also highlights agencies that are working in the trauma-informed care group or child welfare or anything that's going on. So we love to highlight any agency. We have an agency spotlight on that. So if you are from an agency that wants to get spotlighted on our newsletter, you can reach out directly to me in my email, and I can put it in the chat so that we can get you on that newsletter and spotlighted. In addition, we're continuing to do lots of posts on social media just to bring awareness. So, we do post about self-care when it, comes to an awareness month like suicide prevention. We have a couple of things on the website for that. So if you aren't following us, please do, just to get that kind of awareness out there. Follow us on all of our social medias. I think that at the end of this presentation, Angie will show all of those in the slideshow. And then like, comment, share, just to get the word out there. We actually meet bi-monthly. So every other month we meet. We do communicate through email though every month. But when we meet, it's the third Wednesday. So we are looking for committee members just to be a part of our group. If you are interested, if you like to add to newsletter information, you like to type, you want to be a part of that, please reach out. And I would love to have you on our committee as well.
Thank you, Sabrina.
Thank you.
And we do send her newsletters out, and we also have the newsletters on our website under our communications work group. So if you ever wanted to go back, you can always go to our committees, our communications work group page, and then you can see all of the newsletters that have been published so far, and Sabrina's information as well. All right, our ACES training work group. So Sandy is not able to be here today. However, she sent me a report to share with you. If you are a certified trainer, we are having our community of practice for certified trainers August 21st. That is next Wednesday. And for those of you who actually read my emails that I sent out, dates have not been my friend in the last 2 emails. I put the wrong date for this one, and then I have the wrong day in the mental health wellbeing community of practice one. But that is the correct one for our certified trainer community of practice. Their priority areas for 2024-25, they did a certified trainer survey. The results so far indicate more trainers would be open to one-on-one coaching and mentoring. The work group will be putting parameters and structures around what this might look like. The certified trainer survey is still open for those of you who are certified trainers and provided feedback. Thank you, thank you. If you haven't had a chance yet, please take a few moments to help influence what trainer support looks like for 2024-25. And I will put that certified trainer survey in our chat as well. October's certified trainers community practice will be a mini conference style. They did this in a format, one of their COPs, I believe last year it was, and it was really popular. If there is a topic you would like to make sure that is included in the community of practice mini conference that's in that's in October, please email Sandy, and I will put her email address in the chat. Yep, and that is it. Andrea?
I am super confused about what's happening next week for that training for, is it on the 20th or is it on the 21st? Because I actually enrolled for it and it says on my Zoom invite that it's on the 20th on Tuesday.
So we have two separate community of practices next week. We have our mental health well-being community of practice that is open for everyone. That is, we have worked with DHS and ASU over the last 2 years on the Arizona Health Improvement Plan, Pandemic Recovery and Resilience. And one of the pieces that we created during that time was a community of practice, an equity place-centered community of practice playbook for mental health and well-being. Because we realized when we're doing communities of practice on mental health and well-being that there are certain considerations we have to pay attention to, right? And having communities of practice when we're utilizing that tool for building our community, personal community resilience, that there are ways that we should go about it. So we created that playbook that is on our website, and then we are piloting the first mental health well-being community of practice. This one is for direct service providers and community members. So it's open to everyone. That one is on, and this is where dates have not been my friends lately. That one is on Tuesday, August 20th. So next Tuesday from 10 to 12. That is on preventing burnout and compassion fatigue, not only for ourselves, but also within our organizations. The certified trainer community of practice. So if you are a certified ACES trainer, have gone through our program, that certified trainer community of practice is the next day, Wednesday, August 21st, from 11:30 at 11:30. And that is the link that I just put in the chat for our certified trainer community of practice, 11:30 to 1:30. I will be putting the mental health community of practice link in the chat later in the, actually I'll put it in as soon as we move forward. The COPs, the mental health well-being community of practice will be recorded. I believe Sandy records the certified trainer one, but I can't actually remember fully if she does, but I believe she does. You'll see later on too that we have a YouTube channel that we are posting. We have two different we have our main channel, and then we have two different podcast ones, and that's kind of where we put some of those recordings. The mental health and well-being community of practice will be meeting quarterly, and we will also be starting educator community of practices that will be open open for anyone, that will also begin quarterly this year. So, okay, Sang-hoon. Sang-hoon is, yes, Tisha, I'll put that in the chat in a minute. Sang-hoon is our interfaith committee chair, and he also has our Arizona Trauma Informed Faith Community. Thank you for taking a break from your amazing work and being with us this morning.
Oh, you said I'm amazing? Oh, you are
amazing.
Oh, no. Yeah, I found that dates are not only your friend, not your friend. I have so many friends, not friendly these days. Oh my gosh. I never wake up from summer break, and I'm glad other committees gonna coming back, and our committee, I'm not sure. So we skipped all the monthly meetings during the summer, and September 1, well, question mark. But You know that I uh, uh, chair of this committee, but also founded the Facebook City and then termite from the Faith Coalition. Actually founded here in ACES Consortium, and I'm doing the We've and Clean movement with creating community of belonging project with Maricopa County Department of Public Health. So I'm gonna give you my contact information again. I mean, that's the best way. But still, I really appreciate NG and ACES Consortium because our presence there, people connect me, and that's the way how we go. The reason I'm saying this is that our monthly meeting is a small group, so we always change it monthly. So the best way is that connecting me, mostly very personal, kind of a type of a very informal meeting, and we have. With that, I really appreciate again. I'm sorry I was not here last Quora meeting, but um, again, I really thank you that ACES Consortium working with our network and the committee for the interface breakfast in February, and Bob came to actually one of the speakers. So it was very successful. I really appreciate that again. And also, as you know, I have the conference going on, and ACES Consortium, we work together. And actually, Sandy's not here, but she was doing tabling for the consortium, and many friends here, came here. So I really, really appreciate all our collaboration. And with that, I'm sure that Angie talked about that, at our conference in May, that governor did a public proclamation for the state as additional trauma awareness month. So I think not for me or our committee, it was great news for whole our movement we've been doing with the consortium, with all other colleagues. So I really want to celebrate it, what we have done together. So that's what kind of a thing that you need to understand. Faith community is not kind of separated. I work with a school, and then every kind of a committee or community have some kind of exclusive way how they kind of make a boundary, but faith community is a little bit different because it is embedded. So if you go to faith community, you have everybody. Some national friend leader told me, "How do you know that politician?" Well, he goes to my church. So what are you gonna say? Also, if you're a teacher and if you go to school and you are active with your faith, so I want people to understand how much we can be interactive with the other sectors, and so we can really bring communication and collaboration together, in spite of in our very divided nation, and within and without outside the faith community, there are a lot of harsh environment going on, we know, but still we are connecting and together. And that's kind of a important note I always and talk. With that, our next year conference gonna be April 23rd, 2025. We had a lot of national and local amazing speakers and presenters. And you can see that not only faith community, a lot of people, that's what I'm talking about. We're all coming together and then really giving the hope for the next step. So I think Becky Haas was the speaker, our quarterly meeting last quarter. And Shannon, I'm talking about, I may bring her at our conference next year, April. Actually, she came here with Andy 2019 and at our conference. It was a resilient church conference, but I want to bring back. That'll be great. And as you know, I do the community belonging project, and so what is that? I think it's already shared, but there's some good clip about that, video clip, and also article about that. So far, 21 organizations were recognized by the public health, county public health and Facebook City as they finish the training and we go the ongoing journey. So I'm glad that ACES Consortium now have a certification for the organizational trauma-informed care, the culture change organizational certificate. And we are doing that more kind of a informal way, as a personal consultation and working together with the staff. But a lot of great stories and great things going on. So appreciate that that all partners, and we're coming together. And 10 champions of the movement were awarded that time. And so Jeremiah was awarded as a leader in the Jewish community. And yeah, that was really cool to see the time. And I think I also put on the chat all the podcasts. I don't know. Suddenly, we have our own podcast. It was if you this is a weave clip, but if you go to the first section of our podcast is a journey on, and we had about 15 amazing movers and shakers of the movement, and Angie was one of the guests, so you can still find that in the podcast. And then now we are continuing the Weave and Clear podcast. The last one was Philip Monroe. He is amazing national guy located in Philadelphia. His thing is really good. And Grace is another national organization. I'm boarding. I'm a part of the board. Godly response to abuse in Christian environment, and so I do the live conversation, and it brought good stuff there. I don't know, you know, Shan. I think she's famous now, and she worked with closely with the Chuck Price and others here, and Becky Haas. She has her own mindful management for the managers in the company, the podcast, and so I was guest for that. So that's there. Brenda and Karen, they are local, and they are it's Christian podcast, but they are domestic violence survivors. So they are doing some kind of series with me about the trauma-informed care thing. So that's kind of a thing that I can introduce that what's going on in our circle. Again, it's all interconnected. So I'm excited how we can continue to collaborate together. And we are planning another breakfast. The date is not yet done, not yet determined, but I will announce that through Angie so everybody can know. Having said that, sorry I took so much time, but yeah, hopefully that you forgive me. And then, yeah, Angie, thank you.
No, you have all the time in the world, Senkun. And I love when you share all the things that you are doing, and just knowing how it just started as a little meeting in the back of a restaurant in a small little group room, and where it is now is pretty amazing. All right, our Southern Arizona Trauma Informed Network. It's not Hillary, it's Alice. And Alice, I promise for the next one, I will get your name up there instead of Hillary. But do you mind sharing what is going on in Southern Arizona?
Absolutely. So we're continuing, of course, our mostly monthly virtual trainings, but in September we do have 2 offerings. So I'll put the link to those registrations in the chat. One of our trainers, Robin Blumenthal, who many of you probably know, is going to also do a virtual parenting class. In addition to our regular monthly training. We also have our website up and running and live, so we're excited about that, including links about consultation for organization training as well. So we're plugging along slowly and excited to keep moving forward and building up what we're doing already.
Awesome, Alice. I've loved watching all the growth in that you all have done as well in Southern Arizona. So thank you. All of the what are the word contacts, all of their emails are in the chat, and then you can also find them on our work group page so that you can connect with anyone directly if you would like to join their committees and follow along with them. All right, moving on to our announcements. Big announcement, we have our 11th annual ACEs and Resilience Summit coming up in December. Our theme this year is Resilience in Action is Connection. And we're going to do some things a little bit different. So things that are staying the same is our first day is our virtual, Resilient Schools Conference. You know that we have the Trauma Sensitive Schools Symposium in June. And then we also have our second kind of touch point for the year as our Resilient Schools Conference that will be virtual on Monday, December 9th. Our medical professional conference is virtual as well. That is December 10th. And then December 11th and 12th is our core of our ACEs and Resilience Summit. The first day, so that would be Wednesday, the 11th, is going to be a keynote and multiple breakout sessions. So we will be releasing our request for proposals for that summit. We will be releasing that next week. So keep an eye out if you'd like to submit a proposal. The last day is going to be a little bit different. So while we will have a virtual component, the whole thing will be virtual. We will also have in-person regional watch parties. So one of the things that you all have expressed is that we would like more in-person events also, but we want it to be hybrid. So we want the ability to do in-person, but we also want the flexibility to be able to do it virtual. And we know that we have experienced so many more connections and have grown our network so much more by being able to offer virtual events. And so we thought we'd bring together kind of the best of both worlds. And in that, that we are utilizing members of our training work group to host a regional watch party. If this is something that you would like to do to host a regional watch party, please reach out to me. What those watch parties look like is on that last day, we will have a panel on community resilience, and then we will go into a community cafe model. So if you are virtual, you will go into breakout rooms and do the community cafe model. If you are in person, you will have that community cafe model at your in-person location. And then we will have lunch and we will have a closing keynote that we will all watch together. For those regional champions that are able to host an in-person event, we will be providing a stipend and we will provide all the support that you need as far as any of the materials, how to run a community cafe within your place. What you would be responsible for is finding an in-person location that you could host that in-person event with, and really the kind of boots on the ground coordination that go with having an in-person event. So if you are interested in hosting one of those watch parties for your community on that last day of the summit, please reach out to me, and we'll have more information as we move forward. Again, look for the RFPs that will be going out next week. Registration for the summit typically starts the beginning of October. So we're very excited for this year's. An upcoming event that we have in Yuma this Saturday. So if you are down in Yuma, the Arizona Department of Education is hosting a mental health morning from 9 to 11 at the Yuma Main Library. And the Resilience Coordinating Council, Renee Redday, and I will be down for the Arizona Consortium, ACES Consortium Town Hall on resilient schools. That will be from 12 to 2, and we will be providing lunch in between both of those sessions. So if you are in Yuma, there is no registration link. Please feel free to show up at the Yuma Main Library. We would love to see you and have you there. Any questions with that, please, again, just feel free to reach out to me. One thing that I mentioned earlier, but would like to mention again, is we do have a YouTube channel. So on our YouTube channel, we host, we have all of our quarterly meetings that are on there. We have replays of some of the webinars that we have done, some of the trainings that we have done. Those are on public links. And then we have two separate podcast channels. One of them is the Resilient and Empowered Educator series. These podcasts aren't just audio, they are video. They are videos, and the Resilient and Empowered Educator series, we tend to release one every 2 weeks. I just put up Ia's 7-part series on supporting wellness. So there's all individual ones there. And then we also have the trauma informed trainer. So if you are, well, for anybody who does any work and any training within your scope of work, we have a series there that just kind of supports you in trauma-informed practices. What does it mean to be a trauma-informed trainer, and those pieces. So there is a link to our YouTube channel for you to subscribe to either the channel itself or the podcast link, so that way you get a notification when new ones are uploaded. Are there any questions before I move on to Michaela and Letitia? Anything in the consortium is doing? Okay. Michaela, I am going to make you co-host so you can share your screen. And Michaela and Letitia are going to share their program, Caring for the Caregivers. Let me stop sharing so that you can share.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for letting us join your quarterly meeting. It has been so inspiring to see all of the work that your team is doing and learn more about what this incredible organization has accomplished over the last year. I wanted to take a moment to introduce our team. We have Dr. Katie Burkle. She is the principal investigator for Caring for the Caregivers and an associate professor in the College of Health Solutions at Arizona State University and affiliated faculty with ASU's REACH Institute. Her work has focused on research spaces involving reducing health disparities through research on the dissemination and implementation of evidence-based programs. She is traveling today and unable to attend this meeting, but she sends her appreciation for allowing us to speak with you all today. I am Michaela Freeman, and I am the English Project Coordinator for Caring for the Caregivers. I am a research team member through Arizona State University's College of Health Solutions. I oversee day-to-day operations for data collection and program implementation for Caring for the Caregivers. I'm currently a graduate student through Northern Arizona University, pursuing a master's in social work. Leticia Reyes-Gelhard is the Spanish project coordinator for Caring for the Caregivers. She has been a project coordinator for various multicultural and bilingual projects with ASU's REACH Institute for 20 years. She oversees the entire Spanish iteration of Caring for the Caregivers, ensuring language fidelity, and she is leading the recruitment and enrollment process for implementation. We need to acknowledge that rates of parental incarceration have increased dramatically over the past 4 decades. The latest statistics tell us that more than 5 million Americans have experienced parental incarceration, and approximately 1.5 million children currently have an incarcerated parent. And these numbers also tell us that parental incarceration disproportionately affects children from marginalized groups. Black, African American, Native American, and Latino Hispanic children are much more likely to have this stressful experience compared to non-Latino Hispanic white children. As many of you likely know, the seminal CDC Kaiser Permanente Adverse Childhood Experiences study identified parental incarceration as one of the 7 ACEs with a strong and cumulative effect on multiple health outcomes in childhood and adulthood. As a reminder, ACEs are adverse childhood experiences. These children are often exposed to other ACEs in addition. According to the 2016 National Survey of Children's Health, children with an incarcerated parent were exposed to 5 times the number of ACEs in children without parental incarceration. Parental incarceration also brings about other stressors like economic hardship, family instability and conflict, trauma, and stigma. The good news is that parents and other caregivers are widely regarded as key sources of resilience for children experiencing adversity. Many decades of research have demonstrated that positive parenting skills, such as high-quality relationships and effective discipline practices, promote children's health. High-quality caregiving is likely to support positive development among children by creating a nurturing, proximal environment, buffers from stress, stability, and support. The not-so-great news is that few studies to date have examined the effects of caregivers' parenting practices and what factors predict positive parenting practices among caregivers so that they can be sources of resilience for children with incarcerated parents. And that's what inspired the study. Evidence-based parenting programs focus on teaching caregivers how to display parental warmth, engage in age-appropriate communication, and how to discipline effectively. These programs exist within the unique circumstances faced by caregivers, such as the death of a parent or divorce. Over 30 years of evidence-based parenting programs have shown that families who participate in these programs have lower levels of depression, anxiety, and higher levels of self-esteem. Unfortunately, no program existed for caregivers of children with an incarcerated parent until now. Caring for the Caregivers, lovingly referred to as C4C, partnered with Family and Children's Services of Oklahoma to present the program to caregivers of children with an incarcerated parent, and we obtained feedback from participants and service providers from December of 2021 to May of 2024. This feedback led our team to adapt the program for future iterations, including the addition of a Spanish program. This brings us to today. C4C is excited to bring the program to Arizona starting next month and extending through January of 2025. We will be implementing 5 groups virtually for caregivers to attend. 3 of these groups are going to be in English and 2 will be in Spanish. We have partnered with the University of Arizona to help implement these virtual groups, as well as Family Involvement Center. We are asking for your help to distribute our recruitment flyers to your network to help us reach as many families as possible. From there, interested families will reach out to Leticia, who is leading the screening and consent process to obtain more information. Her email address is located on the flyer, and the QR code will lead families to an interest form where they will input their name, preferred language, and contact information. Leticia and I will be putting our email addresses in the chat. Please feel free to reach out to us, and we will be more than happy to send you copies of the English and Spanish flyers. And we would love to connect with you. If you have any questions, we would be more than happy to answer them. We greatly appreciate your time this morning, and we thank you for your help in spreading the word about C4C. Thank you.
Thank you, Michaela. Does anybody have any questions for Michaela or Leticia? And I did add the English flyer into the chat. Michaela, my question for you is what is most beneficial for you? Like where are the gaps that you are really looking to have these flyers be sent out to? Like, who do you not have connections with that our group may have connections with that you'd really like to have the flyers distributed to?
Thank you for that question. We, at this point, are just trying to get our recruitment numbers so that we can reach as many people who may benefit from this program as possible. We're trying not to limit who may have a good network and where people may see this. We know that people have a variety of places that they frequent that they may not necessarily be looking specifically for us, but they may come across our flyer and realize that this may be something they would be interested in. So anywhere that your team feels we may reach someone, we would greatly appreciate just spreading the news about it.
So, any other questions? Okay, again, I did put the English flyer in the chat. Michaela and Letitia both put their contact information. Before I transfer the floor over to you all, and just want to note some of our upcoming trainings and events. Actually, for the rest of 2024, we do have that mental health and well-being community of practice. We have our fall 24 session of our ACEs training of the trainers. That is going to be Tuesdays from September 17th to October 15th. And then, of course, our Resilience Summit. And our last quarterly meeting of the year is November 14th. All right. This is a link to all of our social media. So I put all of the links in one space on our social media page. If you would like to follow us we have Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram. And then of course our YouTube link is on there as well. And now I transfer over the floor to all of you to share any of your new business, anything that is going on that you would like to share with our members. I know for sure that Dr. Leslie Anway has one to share. So if you are ready, please feel free to do so.
Yes, thank you, Angie. Good morning, everybody. I just want to remind everybody, because I know there are multiple people on this call who are either presenting or exhibiting or will be already attending. We have the Celebrating Resilience Summit coming up September 5th and 6th in Tucson at the Casino del Sol. Lots of amazing national speakers. We had over 50 people submit proposals to be breakout speakers for this. So the quality of the breakout speakers is going to be phenomenal. If I could have hosted everybody, I would have, because the quality of the proposals were absolutely amazing. We're going to have mariachi dancers. We are going to have a youth voice panel that's hosted by Scottsdale Superintendent, Dr. Scott Menzel, and Dr. Shelley Berman, who's the National SEL Superintendent. We're going to have Doc Brown again, Dr. Adolph Brown, back to do his keynotes. We are going to have the founder of Soma Breath pop in from Spain and do a virtual breathing session with us. So it's loaded. I do have group rates, and I do have some limited scholarships available. So I'm going to try to put a whole bunch of links in the chat for you if you're interested. And we'll see how these come through, because I'm not so tech savvy. So it looks like most of those came through okay. But anyway, if those don't work, and if you would like more information, absolutely contact me. I'm happy to help and would love to support if you're interested in attending. Our exhibitor spots are completely filled. We've got over 50 exhibitors, so it's going to be a full house.
Thank you, Leslie.
Thank you.
Yeah, we will be there, and I know that Southern Arizona Trauma Informed Network has people that are there as well. We went last year, and it was absolutely amazing. I'm going to stop sharing just so we're all in the same window. Virginia.
Hey, yeah, I just wanted to share the Coconino Coalition for Children and Youth will be hosting a symposium in October for systems change. And so we are bringing in both national and international speakers for this. It's going to be on Zoom. It's a part of our systems change work that we're doing with the city and county around trauma informed awareness. Um, but we've had other agencies come to us and say, hey, we're butting up against folks saying things like, that's not the way we do things. We've always done them a certain way. So it actually helped inspire this idea of a whole systems change symposium. So we have speakers that will be laying the foundation of why do we need systems change all the way up to, okay, so how do we make it happen? It will be no cost for folks in Coconino County, but we know we have interest statewide. And so we're trying to keep the for folks around the state, very reasonable cost. So we expect to have the flyer soon, and I will share it with the ACES consortium so they can help us share it. But thank you. Oh, and save the date, October 22nd or 23rd. We're doing 2 identical days back to back.
Nice. Thank you, Virginia. That is October 22nd or October 23rd for the systems change. Barisha?
Oh, I didn't know if it was someone before me. So we are going to be having a kinship celebration here at Pilgrim Rest on September 14th from 10 to 2:30. So if you service kinship caregivers, want to be a vendor, a resource table, let me know. And I can get the flyers out. We have them in English and Spanish. It's a free event. We want to just celebrate them, provide them with a nice luncheon, honor them. We're going to have great speakers. So just wanted to share that as well. And I can send the flyer to you as well, Angie.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. And I will share that out. And you are actually on my to-do list right now to reach out to maybe present at our next quarterly meeting. So look for an email from me on the community hub.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Laura has in the chat that she would like to share about the grand opening of Child Crisis Arizona's Center for Child and Family Wellness. It will be September 25th at 4 to 6 p.m. in Mesa. And then she also added the flyer there as well. I need to save these. Any other? Anyone else? Heidi?
Angie, it's Matt Boleski with the Arizona Criminal Justice Commission.
Hi, Matt.
Hi, just wanted to report out. I know this is quarterly, so probably good to announce it right now that in the fall, we'll be releasing our 2024 Arizona Youth Survey data. Both the state report and county reports will be available online. Definitely recommend if you're interested in the ACES data that's available in the report, go look at those reports. And Angie, I can share that information on how to access the data and the information on our website once it becomes available, and then we could distribute it out to the membership. But we did overhaul our ACES to better align with those working with the consortium, working with ADHS to accomplish this goal for the 2024 data. So it will be unique from prior 22 and earlier administrations. Just wanted to report that out, but more accurate, I think, to what we are defining as our ACES within Arizona. So we're really excited to get that out to all of our membership.
That's awesome.
And all the stakeholders.
Thanks, Matt.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah. Barbara?
Hi, thank you. I just want to take a second. I'm Barb Gordon. I work with Southwest Human Development and the Birth to 5 helpline. And I just want, for those of you that may not be aware of the helpline, or those of you that are and just need a reminder, we are here Monday through Friday from 8 to 8. We are a helpline for both professionals and parents who have questions about children, primarily birth to 5, but if someone calls with children that are over the age of 5, we will never hang up on anybody. We're here to answer questions. help through situations that are happening with their children, might be expulsion from childcare, maybe trauma related behavioral health types of things. We can help get the families connected to resources in their community. And I'm just going to put our link in the chat. So please remember we're here. Thank you.
Thank you, Barbara. Thank you. Heidi?
Hello, everyone. I'm Heidi with Maricopa County. And I just wanted to announce that we have our DREAMS grant, which was previously the Trauma Sensitive Schools grant. The new name again is DREAMS. It's Developing Resilience in Education Across Maricopa Schools grant. Basically, any school in Maricopa County that would like to apply comes up with a project that will support resilience. And we will have that grant coming up in September. I will go ahead and put on the chat the link for the interest form, and that way when it becomes available, we'll send you the information to apply. Thank you.
Thank you, Heidi. Before going to April, also Marshall from Prevent Child Abuse Arizona put in the chat that they are thrilled to share their 4th and final Regional Hope Horizons Institute. That will be held September 24th in Sierra Vista. The conference is free and will focus on real talk about how stigma, bias, and assumptions impact work with families, the brain science of addiction, substance use disorder treatment components, including medication and peer support, and how people working with families in their homes can be the glue that keeps parents and families successful in treatment and recovery. And she also shared the flyer with that. April?
Yeah, hi Angie. Good morning, everyone. April Jones, Department of Economic Security, Office of Community Engagement. Just wanted to share with you that we are continuing our resource partner informational sessions. This is an opportunity for organizations and their teams to, it's maybe call it a DES 101, but it's a nice overview of the majority of the programs that clients are coming to the agency for. We have over 60 programs. We don't go over all of them, but we do go over the main ones. We how to navigate the website. We provide contact information for our liaison. So if anyone ever, one of our community partners or a service provider has a question, they know who to reach out to. So I've posted information and a link to the statement of interest in the chat if anyone is interested in, for yourself or for your team, learning more about those DES programs and how to access them. Please fill out the form or reach out to me. I'm happy to chat with you about that. And then just letting you know too that we're also working on our client portal. That will not be the permanent name, but we will eventually have a portal into all of the programs. One place to enter, provide information. We will share with you what benefits you might be eligible for or clients might be eligible for. And we are starting that with the Department of, or I'm sorry, not the Division of, but the Child Care Assistance. We have 2 divisions, 3 areas that have come into one new division now. So now we have 6 divisions, and it's always a moving target, right, Angie?
Yeah, right. But how awesome. One portal. Can you imagine? Like, yes, just one place that you go that can connect with all of the services. And
yeah, I'm so excited. We all are. So so be on the lookout. We're hoping to maybe launch in October, but be on the lookout the end of the year for more information about that. So thank you. Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, April. Thank you, April. Shayla also shared in the chat that Banner Children's Care, the Children at Risk Evaluation Team Education Series, is the 4th Tuesday of the month from August to October, 12 to 1 p.m. They offer 1 CME. And then she has the email in there. This month's topic is abusive head trauma. And then she has a link to the flyer. The education series is free and virtual. So anyone else? I can't even tell you how I'm excited that all of you shared today. So this is exactly really what I've always, what the consortium has done best. And before, when we were in person, we were so limited to Maricopa County, just because that's what in person does, right? Like I'm not traveling from Mojave County to Maricopa for an hour and a half meeting. That's not happening. And so I'm so excited that we can connect across the state and that you all can share the amazing work that you're doing. It can be very disheartening a lot of times for us in the work because it feels like there's always so much work and nothing's changing and nothing's getting done. And you all are a testament that a lot is getting done and a lot is changing. And so I really appreciate you taking an hour and 10 minutes out of your incredibly busy days to share with all of us the work that is going on and helping us to connect, right? And to be able to share those services within our own network, and also just to share the hope that that there are things that are going on other places and that we have the resources available. Mike just shared in the chat that Arizona PBS Educational Resources for Family and Educators. He shared the link for that. Arizona PBS does so much great work in there. So before we close, for the good of the order, anyone have anything else that you would like to share? All right, thank you all. My wish for you is monsoon storms with no damage, because that's the time of the year we're at. And who doesn't like some rain mixed in with a little bit of our sun, right? And I hope everyone has a fantastic rest of your week. Thank you.